Loopers have become a bit of a bane of mine, and I'm really looking forward to doing this with you now. Actually, to learning how to tackle them consistently.
Loopers, you'll hear all sorts of different ways how to approach them, how to take them on, how to tackle them. For me, it's keeping it kind of simple. Try not to imagine they're anything other than a fairly standard crossing target. You hear stories of people saying, oh, you cut the top off them and, you know, insert the gun underneath and sort of cut the top off the egg and all that sort of stuff. It's so risky because you've got, you know, lead to account for as well as drop. And alternatively, what we don't want to do is really follow the arc of the loop all the way up and all the way back down, because
very complex move.
Exactly. So we kind of keep it simple. So we'll start, I would say most loopers generically, obviously it depends on the target presentation, want to be killed just as they roll over. Okay, sort of standard, nice full length looping target in front of us. So we're going to start, muzzle's quite high, so we're up on the line of the bird. Again, seeing the clay through the gun, insert the gun in behind, just favour the bottom edge of the target as it were, and then just drive through that line there. And
we're killing it before it drops significantly.
Yeah, exactly that. So obviously again, it's going to be scenario dependent, but a lot of it just as it rolls over, that's kind of going to be the sweet spot, just as he arcs over here. So insert the gun underneath as he arcs up, insert the gun underneath, accelerate through that line, and the gun will end up somewhere out in front.
All right.
As long as we trust our eyes and let it happen.
A lot of trust going on here.
A lot of trust. Trust is the name of the game.
All right,
Confidence is key.
See it, watch it pass the gun, same as all the others.
Into the back.
Do not let it pass by a significant margin.
Yeah, I mean,
start the move when it passes.
Don't be too specific with it, just as long as it's beating the gun. So as it beats the gun, then take the gun in behind.
But not by hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
What we don't want to do is start the move as the clay's approaching the gun, then we end up actually the gun hits your shoulder, head hits the stock, and we're already out in front, which we won't necessarily see. So we want to make sure the head hits the stock behind the bird to then come through the line.
And this is stuff that you can see, and the ShotKam can see all of that move starting, when in my head I'm probably still waiting.
Exactly, and visually what we're seeing as a shooter as opposed to what someone else is seeing can be two different things, and what we think we're doing to us, what's actually happening can be different. So we just want to make sure that, like I say, the safest way is as long as we know the clay is beating us before we start the move, then we know if we're going to take the gun to the back of the bird and then go.
All right.
Okay, so left to right looping target out in front of you here, Johnny. Have a look when you're ready.
Well,
so the sort of last third of its flight here is what we're interested in. This part up here, kind of irrelevant.
That's just how it's getting to me to present the target I'm going to kill.
Correct. So if we get attached to the bird and get connected too soon up here, it's going to we're going to then sort of want to shoot it earlier than our sort of sweet spot and our kill point out here. So again, we're holding out, watching the clay do most of the work. As it comes past the gun, we can then mount the gun into the back of the bird and go from there.
It's fair to say that loopers, where they show you a lot of face, don't deceive you too often. It's quite obvious what's going on.
Exactly that, yeah. And it'll be the same sort of a Batu type target, it's the same sort of trajectory, it's the same principle. Feet facing your kill point, Johnny, so your shoulders nice and square to the kill point, that's it. And then we'll wind back through the core, keep everything nice and square. We'll go from there. Nice and controlled, and like I say, it's a safe way because you've always got the line of the bird there and you can just go.
Point me how people might go wrong here. Let's try and shoot it
again, because they're a little
incorrectly.
bit more three-dimensional with, you know, it's doing more than one thing, so obviously looping targets going up, then sort of rolling over and coming back down at some point. So
maintained lead is out.
Well, you say it's out. I mean, there'll be people that will shoot loopers staying out in front of them and do it quite successfully. The risky part for me is because not only is it going that way, or vice versa, it's also probably going to go that way or that way, right? So we've got two directions to deal with at the same time. So,
and there's wind, right? So that looper isn't going to do the same thing every time, depending on how the wind might touch it.
Exactly. So like this case, we've got a left-right looper. So he's going this way, and while we come to shoot him, he's actually going that way. So we've got to deal there and there, right? So if I'm out in front, I'm trying to sort of pick this spot out here, difficult to do so. And once you're out there, your brain will sort of see a picture and then want to slow down and sort of place the shot and stop almost. So, which is what we don't want to do. We don't want to slow the gun speed down. We want to keep the gun moving and be nice and aggressive with it so we can, you know, get to where we want to get to confidently. You know, the moment we slow down, we start to measure and check, we're out the window.
Pull away could be acceptable?
Pull away can be acceptable. Obviously the thing with pull away, I think it's depending on the speed and the distance of the target. You know, we're shooting standard targets at, you know, in the UK at 110mm in diameter. It's quite hard, depending on the distance, to then successfully place that gun exactly on that bird at whatever distance it is and then make a move. From coming from behind, we give ourselves that bit of leeway to then go into the back.
You don't ever need to connect directly.
Yeah, and that's where we don't want to be too specific with that. With pull away, because it can be quite tricky to get that bang on and then go.